The Red Peninsula, the storm came out of nowhere, black clouds swallowing the sky. Lightning like snapping whips across the heavens. The pilot's voice trembled over the intercom as he announced an emergency landing. The passengers glanced at each other nervously. Australia wasn't on the itinerary. The plane dropped hard through the turbulence, then rolled onto a stretch of runway that looked wrong. Too quiet, too empty. Through the window, the tourists saw the town ahead, bright splashes of color, fluttering flags, painted buildings. At first it looked festive, even cheerful. But the colors were faded, the banners torn, the buildings sagging under years of neglect. Then came the shapes. Dozens of figures stood in the streets, unmoving, their heads cocked at unnatural angles. They wore clown makeup, but not the playful kind, white faces smeared in jagged streaks. Eyes ringed in dripping black, teeth painted red, and filed 2 points. The clowns didn't wave. They just stared. The passengers were herded off the plane by a ground crew that was eerily silent. No one spoke a word, but the smell of grease paint and rotting sugar filled the air. One clown, wearing a cracked porcelain mask over his makeup, whispered to another, and the sound was a wet, hissing laugh. By nightfall, the tourists realized the truth: this wasn't a town. It was a trap. The Red Peninsula was an isolated part of northern Australia, a place locals never spoke of. Generations ago, a traveling circus shipwrecked here, and something in the land or the people twisted them. Now they waited for the rare, unlucky soul who washed up on their shores. As darkness fell, the clowns began their hunt. Their shoes didn't squeak, they padded silently. Shadows darting through alleys, faces glowing pale under the moon. From somewhere in the blackness came a calliope tune, slow and warped, guiding them closer. The tourists ran. Through abandoned funhouses, over rusting Ferris wheels, into the choking mangrove swamps. One by one, the screams faded. Those who made it back to the plane found the cockpit empty, the doors locked from the outside. And in the pilot's seat, grinning through smeared white paint, was a clown with a captain's hat. "Ladies and gentlemen," he said in a voice like gravel dragged across glass, "we'll be taking off shortly to your final destination."